hello, and let us continue with our the very first topic in our syllabus accordingly. And the content which I am going to discuss today in this lecture is regarding the stereochemistry and its certain important concepts as well as its related isomers. So, before moving further and to look into more depth into the various concepts of stereochemistry and so related isomers, we do have to know what ultimately the meaning of stereochemistry is. So, the term stereochemistry in its most simplest form depicts the arrangement of atoms or functional groups which are present in a molecule in a defined three-dimensional arrangement within a desired space. So, in a more simpler way, we can say the stereochemistry deals with the 3D or the three-dimensional structure of various atoms and the functional groups which are present in the molecule. Now, usually and more conveniently, we do draw the different atoms in the molecule in our copy, and most of the time while denoting any chemical reaction, we used to follow that particular thing, writing the formula right on copy, and then we have to move accordingly for a particular chemical reaction. So what ultimately the important here, what is the importance here to know, or why we study the three-dimensional structure if we are able to do everything in the another context of dimension of a particular structure. Now, as we know that structure is having a very versatile property, and the overall physical or the chemical property of any molecule is sole depends upon its structure and its elemental composition or the atoms ultimately its envelopes. So likewise, as we know, or it is a well conceptualized, that whatever the property any molecule show, that property is anyhow we get affected, or property is anyhow we get totally affected by whatsoever the structure that molecule is having. So the structure is having a very prominent effect on the physical as well as the chemical property of any molecule. Now, as I say, or as I said, that the stereochemistry deals with the three-dimensional structure of any molecule. So what does this mean? What does ultimately the dimension ultimately represents? So here the dimensions ultimately represents how the different atoms as well as the different functional groups which are present in a molecule are ultimately actually present in that particular molecule in the sense of its orientation anyhow. Now, what does this orientation represent? This orientation represents how the different atoms are ultimately be present in a same molecule anyhow. So whatever the compound we study, whatever the chemicals we study in the stereochemistry is known as stereo compounds or the stereochemicals. And as I said, these stereochemicals or the stereo compounds which we study in the stereochemistry are differ among in terms of its arrangement of various atoms within a molecule, and hence it ultimately generates a newer concept, that is the stereoisomers. So stereoisomers are the molecules which ultimately we study in the stereochemistry that are differ among just in the arrangement of different atoms within a molecule, or arrangement of different atoms, as well as the various functionalities which are present in a molecule. And this phenomenon of overall whatsoever we are studying, this arrangement of the three-dimensional structure or the 3D arrangement of the atom, and this three-dimensional arrangement is ultimately leads to the formation of stereoisomers. The overall phenomenon is ultimately be known as stereoisomerism. Now, generally, or as I earlier said, most conveniently, we are representing a molecule in various dimensions, and whatever the dimension, we are usually representing the molecule either in our copy or visualizing the various structure on the boards or visualizing the structure of various molecules right on the book. They are not actually in the three-dimensional structure. Rather, in certain books or as per our knowledge, we may represent these molecules in a particular dimension and suitably how their atoms and the molecules are ultimately arranged in different dimensions, and we can represent. I'm saying again, we can represent a molecule three-dimensionally. However, it is very difficult to look a molecule from its all the dimension, either in while you are drawing that molecule in the copy or while you are visualizing that particular molecule in a book. It is really a very difficult task to visualize that particular molecule or to visualize that particular atom from all its aspects, and hence it is very difficult to represent an atom or a molecule or its various atoms or its functionality which are present three-dimensionally. However, we can do so by joining the various atoms or the various functionalities which are present in the molecule by certain specialized line. You might have known something like wedge line structures and the dash line structures. So by using the wedge or the dash line while drawing any molecule, we can anyhow be able to represent that at what ultimately the rotation or what ultimately the orientation in which the various atoms or the functional groups are present in a molecule respectively to each other, or how we can three-dimensionally arrange them accordingly. So again, the very thing which has to be clear and which has to be known, why we are studying the three-dimensional structure of the molecule. Once we can conveniently draw any molecule right in our copy, or we can ultimately represent the molecule by 1D or the 2D structure. Why we are moving for the three-dimensional structure? So, as I said, that the orientation of various functional group in a molecule is able to control the various physical as well as the chemical property of the molecule. And so, while studying the various molecule, the three-dimensional structure of the various molecule, we are able to correlate that particular structure or the three-dimensional structure of the molecule with respect to its physical as well as the chemical property. We do discuss all these things in the later. Anyhow, then what are the other aspects, or what are the other important aspects which we have to look into, or why we ultimately, or which has to be considered as an important aspect while studying the three-dimensional structure? I generally first enumerate each and every one and then explain each and every concept that what ultimately the importance of studying the three-dimensional structure of any molecule. So the very first thing, what is the importance, or where lies the importance of studying the three-dimensional structure of any molecule is the very first one. The three-dimensional structure of molecule will help us to study the orientation of various atoms and the functional group which is present well in the molecule. Then the three-dimensional structure will also help us to know how the one molecule interact with the other molecule under such circumstances. So here the circumstances are only here, what I mean here to say the three-dimensional structure. I'm very specifying here and just restricting my discussion to the importance of the 3D structure which we are going to study next in our syllabus or in the content. By studying the three-dimensional structure, we can know how the reaction is going to be proceed. This is another aspect for studying the 3D structures. Now, earlier also I discussed the 3D structures or the arrangement of various atoms in the molecule within various atoms and the functional groups within a molecule will affect the physiochemical property, and hence while knowing these 3D arrangement of the atoms and the various functionalities which are present in the molecule, we can able to understood or we can able to know the various physical as well as the chemical property of that particular molecule. Then this three-dimensional structure is also helps us to know how a molecule behave when it is tried or when it comes in contact with any biological system. So these are the some aspects of studying the three-dimensional structure of the molecule. So let us discuss each and every dimension of the molecule separately and know how ultimately it is beneficial for us. So the very first thing which I discussed, that the 3D structures are help us to know in what configuration or in what particular pattern a particular molecule is present. And while we are studying the three-dimensional structure, and once we are able to see the molecule or once we are able to see any chemical entity from its different angle and from its different dimensions, we are able to know how the different functionalities are arranged in that particular molecule, and their arrangement is ultimately how they are affecting its overall properties. So the very first thing while studying the 3D structures is we are well able to know that what ultimately the orientations of various atoms or what is the orientations of various functional groups which are present in a molecule, and not only they are present in the molecule, but what are their aspect with respect to the other functionalities or the atoms present in that particular structure. So while studying the 3D structure, we are able to know in under what configuration or under what particular pattern a molecule is ultimately present. A functional group or various arrangement of the atom is ultimately present in a molecule. So this is the one aspect. The another aspect which we have to know while studying the three-dimensional structure is to know how the molecules are able to interact with each other. Now, how we can explain this interaction of the molecule while studying the 3D structure is to know when we are having the two molecules and when we generally go for the certain chemical reactions in order to get a particular product. So while moving for a chemical reaction, we generally consider the proceeding of the reaction, and we hardly emphasize how the reaction proceeds. So once we are having the 3D structure of any molecule, we can be able to know how this particular molecule is ultimately be able to interact with the other molecule which is having the structure different, or the different structure which with respect to the molecule which has to be interact with it. So while knowing the three-dimensional structure of two molecules which are ultimately be come together and interact in a particular very well-defined experimental setup, or in a well-defined system, where ultimately we know how ultimately these molecules which when comes together to each other and ultimately get interacts so that a particular outcome of that reaction can be achieved. So outcome of the reaction is mean here how ultimately the product is get formed. So this is also the one of the aspect of studying the 3D structure. Now it helps to know how the different molecules which are having the three-dimensional structure, which we are knowing the three-dimensional structure of the molecules, how they are ultimately be interact with each other so that a particular outcome can be achieved, so that a particular product can be ultimately get achieved. So this is the next aspect which ultimately we have to which have importance while studying the 3D structure of any chemical entity or a molecule. The next aspect of any molecule, why we are studying its 3D structure, is to know how the molecule behaves when it's under experimental condition, or how the molecule behaves when it is exposed to a particular reaction. So as we know that during any chemical reaction, the molecule ultimately interact with the other molecule, or it ultimately interact with some other attacking or some other reagents, and ultimately a product is formed. But the actual scenario is not so. The actual scenario is that whenever any reaction proceeds, or whenever the molecule ultimately proceeds for any reaction, it is not the one-dimensional structure, it is not the two-dimensional structure, but it ultimately the three-dimensional structure which is further be exposed to the various atoms, various reagents, so as present in such environmental, such experimental condition to achieve the targeted molecule. So, in actual way, whatever the collision which occurs during a reaction or during a course of reaction, that particular molecule of the collision ultimately happens only with the three-dimensional structure of the molecule, and it is not ultimately with the one or the 2D structure. So the actually how the reaction is getting proceeding, or how the reaction gets proceed, it totally depends upon how the molecule, how the structure of the molecule is there, and how the various different functionality whatever are the present in the molecule, and what ultimately and how they ultimately be interacting with that particular under the experimental setup, or with the particular reagent or the particular catalyst, whatever the present in the reaction, in order to get a particular product. Next thing, the 3D structures which ultimately important to study is the orientation of various functionalities, or the orientation of various atoms within a molecule to affect the physical as well as the chemical property of any molecule or that particular molecule. So while knowing, if we are able to know under what pattern a molecule is present, or what is the three-dimensional chemistry of that particular molecule is, we are anyhow be able to predict, or we are able to know the physical as well as the chemical property of the molecule, or how the molecule will ultimately be behave. So this is also an aspect while studying the 3D structure of the molecule or the arrangement of various functionalities or the functional group which ultimately we get present in a molecule. The next very important aspect which we have to know or which we have to study uh, in this stereochemistry is not only important to study uh, only the chemical reactions or the properties of the molecule, but it is also important as far as this particular time in the modern science, where the organic molecules which are present now are now in a very large scale are continuously be getting screened so that the new molecule can be produced, screened so that the new drug like molecule or the candidate drug like molecule or a new drug can be produced. So while knowing this three-dimensional structure of the molecule, we are able to devise the new drug for therapeutic purposes or uh, the new drugs for the diseases which are still be uh, unable or which are not ultimately be having a particular therapeutic molecule for its treatment. So how this ultimately be helpful? This is helpful, or this 3D structure is helpful as, for an example, you might be known of a very important concept, the key and lock mechanism, uh, lock and key mechanism for enzyme activity. I hope you people do know. And likewise, our enzymatic system or our the body enzymes or the binding site, whatever the present in our body, ultimately behaves with a molecule. How ultimately they behaves with a molecule. So, for an example, if I say there is a candidate drug molecule, or if I want to screen a molecule for a particular disease or for a particular target in order to get a therapeutic molecule, first what we have to know, the very first thing, the blind screening is very much costlier. However, if we are able to know the structure of our targeted protein or the structure of our targeted enzyme, in what pattern that particular enzyme or the targeted structure is present, and we are able to know in what orientation our candidate drug molecule is having, or what are the different functionalities are present in our candidate drug molecule or the molecule which we have to screen, the molecule of the interest. If that molecule, if we know these two things, the structure of the binding protein and the structure of the candidate molecule, if we know these two things and we are then be interacting the molecule, the three-dimensional, the molecule whose 3D structure is known, and we are interacting that molecule with a binding pattern, with a binding site, the possibility to get the therapeutic activity under such circumstances is comparatively more in order to blind targeting any molecule with a drug structure where we hardly know the structure of the protein and we doesn't know how ultimately what are the ultimately the structure of our molecule is. So why it is important to know the 3D structure? Once we are knowing the 3D structure of our candidate molecule, we ultimately know at what dimension and in our what orientation our different functionalities are present. And once we are able to know these orientation of all these functionalities as well as the atoms which are ultimately present in a molecule, as well as we are able to know the structure of the targeted protein or the structure of the targeted molecule, we are ultimately have a fruitful result while getting or while exploring any drug like molecule. And It is a very key phenomenon. Each and every drug molecule, or every drug molecule, whatsoever the action it is showing, that action is ultimately be shown only when that particular molecule is able to bind with a targeted protein or receptor. So these are some of the important or importance why ultimately we are going, or why we are ultimately studying the 3D structure of any molecule. So the stereochemistry, which we are discussing further in our next lecture, is not only the chemistry which is totally devoted to the organic chemistry or just to study the 3D structures, but in a very renowned form or in a very interesting form, if we correlate these 3D structures, we are not only able to know the various orientation of the molecules which are present, I'm sorry, not orientation of the various functionalities which are present in a molecule, but we are also able to know its physiochemical characteristic, as well as we are able to know how are the drug molecule, whatever the present, whatever is known, or if we want to design any drug molecule for a particular disease or for a particular targeted protein, we can anyhow be designed by just knowing the three-dimensional structure of that particular molecule. Beside this, by studying this interaction portion or interaction of the drug molecule with that particular targeted protein, we are also be able to know how or when the drug is moves inside the body, how that particular drug is behave in a different pattern, how this drug is ultimately behave during the absorption, distribution, metabolism, and excretion of uh, uh, the various metabolites which ultimately be present or which ultimately be generated inside the body. So we can anyhow be know how this structure is ultimately responsible for, not only for the various chemistry pattern or for various chemistry knowledge, but we are also be able to know how these three-dimensional structures will also be responsible for biological activity of the molecules which we are ultimately be going to study further, or why ultimately the drug molecules are ultimately active and they show a particular action against a particular therapeutic against a particular protein or a targeted binding sites. So we do discuss all these things in our next lecture. And if you are having any of the queries, anyone regarding, if you are having any queries regarding the content which I have delivered here, you people do have my mail ID. You can just post your queries regarding whatever the content I have delivered, or you can also do let me know by the Google Classroom where you have joined right now. And any query which you are having, you can please do not hesitate to let me know. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you,